I took a little bit of a walk down style memory lane recently, and it's really helpful documenting your style over the years. I think at this point I have been sharing photos of my outfits online for close to 2 decades, so more than half of my life, and it really is eye-opening as you can kind of look back at outfits and maybe there were ones that weren't even that long ago, and you can pick up on little nuanced details that you might change to make it feel more like the person that you are today. And this really highlights the evolution of personal style. And I thought today we could analyze and fix 5 outfits that I wore in the past that maybe aren't quite representative of how I would style them now. And there are 3 key tips that I think really have a huge impact on your outfit. The first is shape. What does the shape and the silhouette look like? The second one is texture. Is it texturally, visually interesting? And the third is color. If it's neither of the first 2, is it interesting in color in some way? And there's a really, really great reel going around at the moment on TikTok and Instagram, which I think covers this off very nicely. So I think we should just dive right into it, go into the first outfit, and I'm going to talk through the style mistakes that I made and then what I would do to reimagine those looks today. Alright, so this first outfit is a very classic look. It's a long sleeve fitted top with some straight leg jeans. I've got a camel coat over the top and then some ballerina flats. And on the surface, this all sounds great, and it really leans into, I think, that desire to kind of go back to slightly slimmer proportions. And I really like that about this outfit. However, it just feels like there's a lot going on. And if you've read my blog or you've kind of watched any of my previous styling videos, then you'll know I talk a lot about the 3 color rule. And one of the things that I find that this really does is that it makes your outfit feel so much more harmonious. And that is where I've gone wrong here, because there's just a lot of colors, a lot of things going on. I think there's 5 colors in the outfit and it just feels a little bit cluttered. So first thing I'm going to do is switch out the white top for a black one, and this actually feels quite seamless because of how dark the jeans are. Now for the coat, I've actually switched it up for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to switch up the color palette. I wanted something that was a little bit more muted and a little bit deeper in color, but also I wanted to add in a little bit more balance from a perspective standpoint. So the original look was all slim. There was no interesting shapes going on here, and that was something I felt was missing. So adding in this coat that does have a little bit of slouch, a little bit of ease through it, adds this nice element of balance while still retaining that really nice kind of slim fitted proportions on the inside layer, the base layer. Now I've also worn my Acne Mini Musubi bag here, and I feel like there is a little bit of friction here with the colors of the bag. The tones aren't quite working out the way that I would expect, and I still feel like there are kind of 4 colors in my outfit. So as an additional step, I would swap out the bag for another black one. And what you can instantly see here is how this all ties in the outfit together. And I've actually taken it a step further and also highlighted my waist by adding a black leather belt. Now a really simple styling trick you will have heard me mention so many times, but if you aren't sure what accessories to wear, just opt for ones in all the same color. It may be the thing that is throwing you off with your outfit is that there is just a little bit too much going on, and by calming down one component, so in this case accessories, means that you can play up other elements of your overall outfit. And I really love the way that this turned out, and it is one that I'm going to be earmarking for later this year. It's sort of an unusual feeling when I look at this next outfit, because I remember when I put this on, I felt amazing. I absolutely love this look, and it was comprised of things that I really, really adored wearing. My Miele knit, my Topshop trousers, which I no longer have, and then also my Vanelli two-tone pumps. All on the surface, absolutely love, love, love. But together it just feels a little bit off, and actually it feels a little bit dated, as I think we'd really moved away from these kind of cropped peg leg trousers and more towards the fluid drape trouser. And honestly, that is really the main update that I would make to this outfit, because I feel like it would be better suited to cinch in the waist, have that kind of slim proportion, and then have the nice fluid drape trouser to the floor, even keeping those same shoes. I don't think that I need to switch them up, as it actually serves as a focal point as the eye scans the outfit going downwards. I think if I were to update anything else with this outfit, it would be to consider that 3 color rule that I mentioned before. So I would switch out the bag, which is my Polène Numero 1 Nano bag in the chalk, and go for something that has a little bit more warmth to it, that's going to add some color to the outfit. And while I could go for something really loud like my Fendi Peekaboo in the tomato red, I feel like this perforated tote from Karen Walker just adds that perfect little touch of warmth to the outfit, and also it's visually interesting too as it has this kind of textural dimension to it. Gosh, this video is dredging up so many memories because this next outfit I wore when I was 5 months pregnant with my daughter. I remember I was catching up with my friend Andrea in the city for lunch, and I was obviously wearing my top untucked because I was trying to conceal the fact that I had a baby bump. Now, when I look at this outfit, it just feels like there is so much going on. We have this really disjointed, broken up kind of hemline happening, and while I do love the visual interest that this can add, it just feels a little bit extra because we also have the denim jacket, we've got the polka dot top with the frills, then we have the braided sandals, which are in white, and they're really kind of in stark contrast with the rest of the outfit, and I feel like I was trying to play up the lightness of the denim jacket with the shoes. So if I were to kind of do this outfit over again, what I would do is start with a solid base. So we're gonna go with a black tank and then the slip skirt. And I've decided to swap out those sandals for something in a flat style that has a caged element to it, because I feel like that adds in this little element of visual interest. It kind of hints to that braided design that were on the original shoes that I was wearing. Those are from Baird and they're really, really comfortable, but just not right for that outfit. Now, I quite like that this base actually allows you to really play up what third piece you're going to add. And I haven't tucked the top in because it is more of a fitted style, and because it is in black, it doesn't really seem to cut me off in an awkward way. And that's a really great tip to keep in mind, because sometimes it can be that little variation in color that creates these visual breaks in our outfit. Now, I've kind of come to the conclusion that denim jackets just aren't really a big part of my personal style. I do tend to prefer more of a shacket. And I have this really beautiful knitted jacket, which is from Quince, and I felt like this would give me a little bit of that same element, that same feeling that I got from wearing the denim jacket in the first outfit, but feel a little bit less disjointed. And I really love the softness of it because it doesn't have too much texture. It kind of plays really nicely with those kind of silkier and more refined elements of the top and the skirt. This outfit really characterized to me a really good base foundation for building lots of different outfits which have key components that are the same but give off a completely different vibe. So I wanted to kind of show you that in action. Actually, I haven't changed any of the accessories. I've really just changed my third piece. So the first version is to change that out with a cable knit cardigan. It feels a little bit more casual, more relaxed, and really slouchy because I've actually kept that cardigan buttoned up. So it almost just looks like a sweater worn over the top. This is kind of how I wear it casually at home. Then the third variation would be to wear more of a kind of ladylike collarless jacket, and I really love this particular one from Dunst. It has the silver buttons. I just think it is really elegant, and here you can see how this works in combination with the outfit but just really elevates it, lifts it up, and makes it feel more refined. And that's to do with the silky quality of the skirt that I'm wearing, and also the fact that the sandals are a pointed toe, so they actually have a little bit more of a dressy vibe to them from the get-go. So I hope you can kind of see how just that one base outfit can be transformed, but also how these looks feel so much more harmonious and in line with my actual personal style. And it's because I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not wearing things to solely be utilitarian, but I'm thinking about how they all mesh together in terms of my personal style and how I want to present myself for the day. This outfit is one I wore not too long ago, and I actually wore it out for lunch with my friends Helen and Virginia, who are here on YouTube. I'll link their channels down below, and Helen actually does these amazing videos on style mistakes that she has made, so I recommend you go and watch them after this. Now, the thing that is key with this outfit that I felt made it fall a little bit flat is that there is nothing texturally interesting about it at all. Now, cotton poplin I love. It is so comfortable, breathable to wear, but it just has a really flat surface. It doesn't really pique your interest in any particular way, and by wearing a top and a skirt both in the cotton poplin, not adding any other texture really in any other way aside from through my bag because the shoes are a smooth leather, it just kind of feels like something is lacking, like something is missing. So there are two different things that I would do to switch things up. First thing to do would be to change the top to something that is a different texture and that actually has some sort of visual component to it. So I switched that out for a waistcoat. This is in a cotton twill. It also has the button detail as well, which adds this fun little earthy natural touch. And you can kind of see how that feels like a bit of an improvement on the original look, because you have this little bit of variation, but then you've also added in another color as well, which I think really helps to balance things out. The next step would be to kind of go back to the original outfit, and what I've done here is I've just pulled a different peplum top from Tibi because I ended up selling that one as I had this one which I felt kind of served the same purpose, but wearing a slim jacket, something that is cropped, that has texture. So if it was cool enough to wear a third piece, then this is really where it would come into play, and I've gone with a really textured leather jacket. This is the slim fitting one, and I think it balances out quite nicely with the fullness of the skirt, and it kind of adds in this like edginess to an otherwise very feminine outfit. And you kind of see here I did wrong shoe theory, which I think worked really well with this look. Now the next version would be to actually switch out the shoes, so going for something that adds in that brightness, boldness, that little burst of colors. I feel like this is just such a fun way to wear this outfit. It feels really kind of happy and it makes the whole look come alive, despite the fact that there is no variation in the fabrics that I'm wearing for my actual outfit, but the color is the thing that adds that visual component that I think many of us are craving when we are kind of building or putting together our looks. Or what we could do is we could keep the top and swap out the skirt for something in another texture. So basically that first sort of rule that I use. So this look I really like. So what I've done is I've opted for a linen skirt. So something that does really have that nice tactile quality to it. I love linen, and I kind of love when it looks a little bit crumpled and lived in. I think that's sort of the beauty of the fabrication, and it also is a little bit more of a sweeping length, so it has a bit more drama. Now if I wanted to kind of take this a step further, I could also switch out the bag for something different to add in a little bit more color. And a nice way to do this, particularly with this look, because those sandals are such a deeply saturated hue, is to opt for something that is very muted and kind of in line with the top and the skirt. So I've gone with this Polène bag, and this also adds in a touch of texture too because it has this braided plaited effect. Final outfit that I wanted to kind of fix for today, I feel like the shoes were off. And this is an example of using the concept of wrong shoe theory, and it just does not work. So these particular jeans are a straight leg jean. They kind of go all the way down to the ground, and what they really needed was a slimmer shoe. While they aren't overly wide, the really thick chunky sandals paired with these, because they are full length, just kind of looks a little bit too clunky, a little bit too heavy on the foot. So we need to give that balance. Then the chunky shoe would have worked, but because the jeans aren't, because they're full length, we need to switch those out. So the first key change that I made was to switch out the shoes for boots. Now these actually would have been so much more practical because on that day it was pouring down with rain. I've got no idea what I was thinking. I remember walking around the city thinking to myself, these shoes were a bad idea on so many levels. So that is kind of the first thing that I would change. And I've also switched out my bag too, because I wanted something that felt in line with the colors I was wearing. The gray bag felt a little bit incongruous, and while I love my old Celine trio, I wanted something that was going to add in texture. So the plaited leather of my St. Agni bag really does that, but also has the same sort of hues as the rest of the look. So it kind of feels a bit more tonal, and that's definitely one of my favorite ways to dress. I could also add on a jacket here if I really wanted to play up the shape and texture, because you can see it's quite a slim fitting outfit. It's not really got any exaggerated shape to it. So this particular jacket, which is from Verso, it kind of has this interesting texture, but then it's also kind of puffy and big, and it really kind of cocoons you in this lovely soft warm way. It's down and actually perfect if you do live in a colder climate, so I'll make sure it's linked below along with everything else that I've shared. To take that a step further and kind of drawing in on that idea that I love wearing those more vibrant colors and wanting to add in contrast to my outfit, I would switch out the cardigan for a bright red sweater. And I like this because it really pops, and red with a wash black I think adds a little bit of a softness. If I wanted to play up the contrast more, even around my face, then I could throw a third piece on, and that would be a knitted sweater tied around the shoulders. Now you could go with any color. I've just gone with black, so that's what I had at my disposal, but I think that this looks really chic, and it's a great way to utilize another sweater as that kind of layering scarf type piece. Alternatively, we can go the other way by keeping the shoes and swapping out the jeans for a pant or a denim style that is actually going to work with the sandals I'm wearing. So I've gone with a fluid draped trouser, something that is full length that kind of gives a little bit more coverage over the sandal. I actually could have gone for something that was a little bit more dramatic than these ones that I'm wearing, but they're just my absolute favorite, and I love the little belt detail. And I think the fact that these have that softness to them as well, and they really kind of move so beautifully with the body, that creates this lovely friction against the chunky clunky sandals. And I also decided to switch out the bag again here, but this time for something that was crossbody in a shiny mock croc, so that I could really add in this lovely extra element of texture, because the shoes are kind of more of a matte finish, and then the trousers and the twill, they don't really have any shine. So it's a way to, again, add in that interesting component of texture to my look. So that is 5 outfits, some of the style mistakes that I've made in the past that I would change if I was to wear that look again today. I think it is so fascinating to kind of consider and look at how our style is changing over the years. And it doesn't mean that those outfits were bad, because at the time I felt really great in them, but it just means that my own style journey is just ever evolving, and I'm growing as a person, and how I put together my outfits is really reflective of that. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful and like seeing those little changes. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me, and if you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Enjoy the week ahead and see you soon. Bye!